Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's still Wednesday, the 15th. I have another article I want to read for you, and it's just about this one article, but man, is it a scathing one. One thing about the press is once they turn on you, they turn on you. You want to talk about British press and how they can be? Well, just take a listen to this American author and journalist. He destroys Meghan Markle. Let's get into it. I hope everybody's having a good day so far. And I read this and thought, how on point this guy is. This is written by Gilbert T. Sewall, and I'll tell you more about him in a moment. The unremarkable Meghan Markle. She is terminal bred in circuses, Southern Cali lights, and vapid glamour. 2 days after May 21st elementary school shooting left 19 children and 2 teachers dead and another 17 injured, the wife of Britain's Prince, Harry, made an unannounced visit with her camera crew to the Texas town of Uvalde. I knew this would come back to bite her. Vanity Fair, which we know favors her, said she was spotted placing a bouquet of white flowers near a makeshift memorial, not bothering to rewrite the press copy. Was spotted? In real time during the outing, aggressive publicists at Archwell were shopping and circulating copy and photos to the media, getting instant pickup, of course, by Yahoo News, People, Elle, and other outlets worldwide, the usual ones that she works with. The 40-year-old Duchess of Sussex, wearing jeans, a t-shirt, a blue baseball cap, reached down with her head bowed, articles said one after another. She also walked around the memorial, looking at the white crosses bearing the names of victims of Tuesday's carnage. A boiling point for American violence. Uninvited, Meghan Markle had hopped on a private plane in Santa Barbara as a mother flying with staff, bodyguard, and camera crew to a private airfield near Uvalde. She was whisked into a black van, amply photographed, and home before dark. Job done. It's a wrap. Was this some strange, sick, unspeakable parody of a royal visit? What the hell was it? While any right-minded human being would steer away from such a ghastly charade, Meghan did not. Is she insane? Not exactly, although many of her least attractive qualities are tucked into the DSM-5. And if you don't know what that is, it stands for Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition. I used to work with them. It has all of the mental disorders and diagnosis and their descriptions. Anyway, back to the story. With Meghan, there are too many fibs and faculties to recount. I grew up with that farm-to-table dining before it was sweeping the nation, she says. I do think there's some value to really throwing yourself into food and embracing where it comes from. Remember the rescue chickens? I just love rescuing, Markle said, talking to Oprah Winfrey about the basics and authenticity. They stood outside the chicken's new home, glowingly staged as Archie's chicken. At this emetric Oprah moment, any insightful person would say this phony is trolling us. Click off the television set and walk out of the room. Meghan's fans go in for this kind of dreck. Remember biracial Althea Bernstein, the 18-year-old Madison, Wisconsin girl who improbably claimed 4 classic Wisconsin frat boys threw lighter fluid on her while stopped at a traffic light and tried to set her afire. Well, major media tried to bury the obvious hoax, but Meghan had heard about Bernstein's story. According to reports, she arranged a 40-minute call, and the two talked about the importance of self-care and allowing herself to heal. Her publicist triggered a brief media flurry on Women's and Fashion's site to highlight Meghan's racial consciousness just before Bernstein's full exposure. So you see, she's like an ambulance chaser. Wherever there's a tragedy, it's Meghan to the rescue to where she can look like a superhero by getting in on the tragedy and staging herself in front. But this faux pas was merely fanfare. As everyone knows, Meghan and Harry played the race card in March of 2021 for Oprah. Yep. During the interview, they professed that relentless racial hostility prompted their decision to leave the royal family. Merchandise in Sussex in the U.S. involves promises yet to be fulfilled to provide exclusive Netflix content, Spotify podcast, and a 4-book deal with Penguin Random House. The dollars are staggering, but Netflix has already canceled one venture. Spotify is waiting for product, and the Harry memoir is delayed. The Archwell Foundation, administered by a Beverly Hills sports and celebrity lawyer, bespeaks 501c3 nonprofit abuse for private ends. So they're talking about it being listed under, that's the charitable status, means it's tax-free. And they're talking about how this sports and celebrity lawyers, Rick Janot and them, that Meghan's had and never let go of, even when she married Harry. All of this was on standby. She kept that relationship with him. And they're saying that, all of this is hidden under a charity status. But yet look at the things that they're doing. Book deals, Netflix contents, being producers, audio podcast, book deals, all of this stuff. After on and off drama before the Jubilee visit, the pair reportedly tried to secure photographs or film with the Queen and Prince William to use as part of the Netflix series they are filming. Palace officers worried they would share any photos with television networks. They never got the money shot. Royal choreography at the St. Paul's Thanksgiving service and elsewhere signaled cool distance and Harry's secondary rank. Prince Harry and Meghan's failure to land pictures, it is claimed, has dismayed Netflix executives. It might have led to their abrupt, early, and rude departure from the Jubilee, again on a private jet. From the age of 12, Queen Elizabeth II, as princess, received tutoring in English history and British Constitution from Eton's venerable Provost. She grew up respectful of the monarchy's limits and demands. By all accounts reflective and kind, she spent downtime in the countryside, horseback riding and walking her Pembroke Welsh corgis. She's had 30 in her lifetime. By contrast, Meghan is terminal LA bred and circuses. When she discovered how dull royal rounds and duties were, and that her silly causes were to be tabled, she yearned for the bright lights and the vapid glamour of Southern Cal, a place where she could flash dance and shine among sycophants. Meghan has no clue about English constitutional history and the royal role therein. For her, it's the celebrity A-list, the starring role, no more. Sovereign and state. Who knows? Who cares? Her woke light, vegan today, climate change tomorrow, nostrums, her dreamy Cinderella story with an equity angle might enchant fans. She must have seemed dippy and crass to worldly London aristocrats. British royals and peerage can be remarkably down-to-earth, even voluptuary in private, they hope, but manners, etiquette, and code of conduct in public are iron-clad. Privacy and discretion are of paramount concern. Experienced, sympathetic advisors tried to school Meghan in how it's done, but they failed. Well, actually, the person that failed was Meghan. She failed to listen and take their advice. She didn't want to do it their way. The English public resents Harry's self-exile, an act thought to reveal a troubled soul overshadowed by his brother and sister-in-law. At Eton, his academic performance was weak, and his behavior finally disruptive. The nation loved him nonetheless, as it did his late mother, Diana. Harry is an accomplished horseman and soldier. He is now widely seen as prey for a manipulative American adventuress, redundant of Wallace Simpson and Edward VIII. There are 30 Dukes of England and more peers. Many sponsor civil projects and good works like Harry's Invictus Games. Harry would be better off, some say, living the life of an English country gent in familiar social circumstances. Instead, he is an alien in the land of trust funds and everything has a price merchandisers playing charity polo while his brazen wife parades for the cameras. He is overseeing a book with a ghostwriter on a $20 million advance, a project behind schedule. Harry under pressure, the tabloids say, mystery behind the missing memoir. Despite her pretensions, Meghan is a very limited threat to the constitutional order. She will make trouble, but the majority of the British public has turned against the pair. The goodwill overflowing at the 2018 wedding, forbearing in style, has now vanished. Oh, excuse me. Let me just go back. I apologize. Meghan's flack talk of a future run for the Senate from California or even the presidency. This is a DSM-5 level fantasy. Good judgment and introspection are not the pair's strong suit, it seems. But don't they know? The caravan moves on, always. As their hollow shelves grow tiresome, the brand will likely fade. The Netflix cancellation and their unsteadiness suggest more psychodrama to come. The Sussexes are not emotionally prepared for derision or pity, nor are they ready to go away unnoticed. I thought this guy did a brilliant job, and this is a picture of him and just a little bit about him. He's an educator, an author, and book critic living in New York City. He is currently a contributor to the American Spectator and the American Conservative, so he's definitely a conservative, and he's not into the liberal woke views. He's been director of the American Textbook Council in New York City. He's a former history instructor at Phillips Academy in Andover, education editor at Newsweek magazine, and research associate at Teachers College, Columbia University. He has been a Kenan Fellow at the American Academy in Rome and a Fellow of the National Humanities Center. Sewall is the author of Necessary Lessons, Decline and Renewal in American Schools, and the co-author of After Hiroshima. So he's got several books that are out, and I just thought he did a wonderful job. I mean, he just summed it up with the truth. It was very factual. He just gave examples of what Meghan does. And I told you when she actually used those kids and that tragedy to go in and exploit them and what had happened, that I thought that was the lowest of the low. And thank goodness somebody has now come out and not afraid to call her out and say exactly what it is, that she's exploited these tragedies. And I just wanted to share it with you. Tell me what you think in the comments. Tell me if you thought it was a good article, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you to all my subscribers and all of my friends and people who are part of my community and really my family. I just thank you for all your kind words, and thank you for taking the time to comment. And I appreciate you very much. Much love and blessings. Thank you, guys. Bye.